Olympic Way and saw the PMP crowd that he has never seen for the past 30 years because people afraid to go down there. But I had always told my people that it's not a done deal. They'll be able to vote because I'm a different kind of candidate. And on the morning, he was taken by surprise when he saw the crowd and panic. And him come out with him SWAT vehicles and proceeded to commit a lot of atrocities on the day because first of all, him not supposed to be traveling up and down with those vehicles. It intimidates people, and a little old lady, or many old ladies, or some young who not too strong, go and turn and go back home. First breach.
Yeah, so
and there were multiple other breaches.
Mr. Buchanan, yes. Buchanan, sorry to cut you. Speak more on that breach. What law, cite the law for them where that in itself, that action is a breach.
It is called ROPA, the Representation of the People's Act. Under that act, things like that are not supposed to occur. Intimidation is a critical, a particular breach that is reprehensible and just not tolerated. And what has happened is that he breached that one considerably because the Representation of the People's Act speaks to double voting, it speaks to intimidation, it speaks to the courier route, and I will go into that one a little later. But the truth of the matter is, when you have a prime minister going around with SWAT cars that you see in movies, you understand? You realize that is intimidatory. And that is one of the major breaches that took place on the day. And it is directly in contravention of what we call the Representation of the People's Act, or ROPA. Can't get to the exact section of the act, but it is very critical. What it means is like a place like Mall Road that the crowd was totally in favor of my candidacy. He would go there with his SWAT car and then he would leave them to harass the people. And maybe, that in itself, you see hundreds of voters, thousands of voters. When you go places like Dupan, Mall Road, that is areas that him used to boss up in elections past. Now people were coming out back, not because there were so much GLP era, but people wasn't coming out. They weren't voting. We have 55 murders in West Central up to the time of the election, and half of it is contract killings. So you lead the country. When you think about West Central, you ask the name of the constituency. When you think about West Central, you're not thinking about a normal little rural community or a normal little. You're talking about one with extraordinary violence. 5 of my supporters would have died at the hands of 4 died at the hands of gunmen on the day. They rushed me down at a place named Simon Taylor near Kingston Oval. I was keeping a meeting, and about 37 vehicles come down, bikes, that sort of thing, to mash up my meeting. But I stood my ground, which is another surprise for him and people, because they normally believe that I would have run away. But not like that. Even when the security was saying, Buck, you're outnumbered, because we have to leave. When the party leader asked me to step away from there. I told them I'm not leaving. I make my stand there or die there. That is the kind of tenacity that I brought to this thing. Somebody have to stop Holness in Amtrak. I didn't leave there till 12 in the night when the last JLP vehicle leave. We leave together. They came and see me and I was not moving. So the SWAT vehicle and the going around, the intimidation, taking on my supporters, them all over the place, election day, is par for the course. That has been the tenure of. And what I'm saying, can be checked out by the Hunsby police. Not that they're in my corner, but they can't deny it because I accuse them of not protecting me and my supporters on the night. And I told them I'm not taking no instruction from them to leave because we are keeping. You see, there is with Holness, there is this presumption that I'm the Prime Minister. I can get away with anything. I can do anything. So it translates into another zone. They elect me as Prime Minister. I don't have to fix up no school. I don't have to do anything. I can build one police station in 30 years.
Yes.
And you can check if it's true.
And him don't have to explain him well to the Integrity Commission.
Yes, he promulgated. That is what I mean by promulgated. He led in the passage of the IC Act, the Integrity Commission Act. And when the Integrity Commission ruled about his misdeeds and the fact that they cannot justify the wealth that he has, you understand? To keep himself out of trouble, he proceeded to attack the very act that he passed and say it need changing. Understand? So that is what you're up against. So what you now have with these court cases. At first, a judge ruled not on the substantive issues, not about whether they take my boxes and carry them down in a toil on election night, which is west, and the counting center is east. The judge don't rule about those things. Those are clear breaches under the act, and all of them is summary. What I mean by that, there's final. Once there's a finding, a fact in respect of those breaches, you understand, is election court will go on to test what we call the veracity of that, the truthfulness of that.
So, and I was listening to the lawyer. I was listening to the lawyer last night on that particular situation. Yes. So these affidavits and testimonies has not been argued against by Andrew Holness's team. So they stand as fact in the face of the court.
There's no concern about that. What you do have is that thing where people is not concerned with the seriousness of the act. I'm talking about Mr. Buck applied late. No such thing. We don't apply no late. We had 14 days, we applying 9. So that wasn't their concern. Their concern should have been about the gravity at each of the breach, and there was nothing like that. So in terms of the breach concerning the whole seriousness about Holness and his people running roughshod on the night, taking my boxes from Jewsland PD 1 to 7, and there's no the police escort in those boxes, neither have JLP, PMP, or not. Just we don't even know who them have and how it came about that them just take over our boxes and carry it up in a Tower Hill, which is west, when the counting center is east. You understand? That is hardly hard on election night. You understand? So that is one. They drive the driver will left my box, the driver will left my escort. Wherever here, this is 2026. Police come for the boxes and unaccompanied them gone with the boxes. Nobody not in there with them but them and them M16. The Prime Minister should be ashamed of himself. He should immediately say to himself, say, no, that can't be. And if that is so, I will not be a party to that. But
Right.
we're asking
Mr.
the
Box.
impossible, don't it? We're
Mr. Box.
asking. Yes.
Mr. Box, that
Yes.
particular situation that occurred, by law, that shouldn't be.
And these are the things that we are saying. The courts are wasn't concerned about that. They were talking about whether I apply late or apply the very nature. And I am advised by counsel, the very nature of the act. You understand? If you read the act properly, it allows for time. It allows for time. Nothing ordinarily so. In other words, you can't say it allows for 5 years or 6 years, but the law allows that these things be concluded. Once the breach is done, you go to election court, and there is no discretion to the constituted authority when a breach is committed. And that is what Wildman is saying. The discretion must not be abused. In other words, you get the affidavit and it speaks to all these things. You can't prove that it don't happen outside of a court of law with witnesses and all that sort of thing. And the constituted authority, which it went to first, purported to be a court of law, and it's not a court of law. You have to cross-examine people to find out whether they are talking the truth or not. Yes, and I don't mind them talk, them cross-examine my witnesses. And there is one thing you must notice when you talk about truth. The JP, nobody they say, when Mr. Buck, I say no true, not never go so. You would never
Nobody
hear
has
that. They can't
disputed that.
stop.
Yes.
Look how long all them is disputing, and there's somebody named Abka Fitzendy.
Whoa.
When they ruled that I was late, him come out with a big statement about victory for the rule of law. You're not concerned. You're not concerned. That man double vote on the day. Man claim them bad, go inside there, vote, and then claim say them vote spoil. And the presiding officer selected by EOJ, give them ballot again, so they can vote again, without nullifying the first vote, without taking it out, which they can't go down at the box. So them kind of foolishness they go on for the day. When they rush, you're not concerned about men in ski masks jumping the polling station fence, and my representatives run out while back supposed to account inside of the verify inside of the polling station. So when my people them run out, everybody run out.
So in that particular polling station, the entire process where credibility is concerned for election gone through the window.
Compromise.
Mighty
because
God.
we have evidence. Listen to this. We have evidence. Tika know the name because she worked as a cluster leader on the day. She know the name of the EOJ man. We have that to go to election court.
Whoa.
In whose presence, the box was left along with the JLP counselor for the Olympic division. So it's a JLP counselor and a EOJ man when everybody have custody of the boxes. So they could do anything. These are major breaches.
Major. Wow.
Major breach. There is no power on earth. That is the reason why Council Wildman said, if we don't get justice here, we're going to the Privy Council.
Yes, and I'm happy to hear that.
We don't care who vex, who rule, and who afraid of Holness. You understand? Because in the instance of such damning breaches, you go down, instead of you go Mullines Road to Waltham to the counting centre. You go down Seaward Drive to Compound to the JP Stronghold. And when you couldn't lose my escort, you drive again down in at oil in the night with the boxes. We not come to the internet yet, you know. Remember, we not come to the internet where them have to lick yet.
But before you go to that, Mr. Buchanan, what do you say to persons that say, oh, I just bitter car, you lose September 3rd? What do you say to persons?
Hold on. All right, make a respond to that. Right?
Yes.
You know, sometime in your life, maybe upon a birthday or sometime in your quiet moments, you look back upon your life and you wonder about things that you would want to achieve and you never achieve. You understand?
That you would want to achieve and you never achieve. You understand?
So you're remorseful and you're bitter. Now, in my case, I've looked back on my life. I wasn't going into this election. When the party leader came for me, I said, party leader, I do my part already. Him said, Bucky, you have to go through. So, having looked at my life, remember, I said, I'm parliament already. Me no miss nothing. Me serve in a parliament, in a West Central. You understand? When the plans that I had for there to build an AI center at West Bay Farm Road, for give the children a chance. You understand? You understand? Yes. This is all this was about. It wasn't about the bitterness. I have been there. As I told them the other day in one of the interviews in Parliament, I was asked to pay tribute to Nelson Mandela. Wow. I have been to the mountaintop in terms of what I want to achieve. I gave about $500 million in microsector loan as technical director of MIDA. You understand? So I'm not bitter. Bitter. I have done my part. I played football in my own country. Holness not like that. I'm one of the youngest men to play football for this country. I played under 15 for Jamaica.
Whoa.
I played under 16 at 16 years and 7 months. I played national cricket, shell shield cricket for this country. You understand? Me no miss nothing. You understand? I am not bitter. Only bitterness is about the things that we could achieve, the greatness that we could have bring to West Central, the opportunities that elude us, that at DuPont, at Seaward, at Penwood, we could have lifted them school there in terms of the IT and robotics revolution to come like I had done in West Rural, where I was MP, with the most IT centers in the history of this country. 5 IT centers, one at Stone Hill, one at Red Hills, one at Rockall, one at Oberlin, and one at Cavaliers. This is not a figment of anybody's imagination. These were done. We have paid the youth them $22,500 for go to school and learn IT for over 3 years. And when Juliet Cuthbert come, after the 18,000 gimmick and the double minimum wage, all right, you get the election, you promise that you don't even do that. But what has been lost up there? We don't know where the computer them there, the 150 computer they will leave. Poor people, because they are poor, are being cheated. You understand? Holness with this shower foolishness rather than people. A day will come and people go and think about what it is them doing. When them go and look back and them go out where you West Bay Farm Olympic and look and see the pretty police station there and everybody are relaxed up there. Man are dead. And the children them now learn. We could have do this one for them for the children. We could have do this one for the children. The other day, one of the good lawyers asked me, Buck, what about the pink slip and the poll book? I'm laugh. I say, hey, mind you get caught with them thing about him win by 2,000, you know. Them days the over is voter collusion. Is what we call voter suppression now. It's not voter irregularity anymore where you can prove and poll book. Poor people come in a station So them a indoor and all sort of thing. Me not talk about no PMP and no JLP right and so. You give a man a 500,000, look the other way. Where you think the bus money them? Why we can't get no resolution of the bus money? Where you pay $1 for a bus in America and out here a 1.4 billion for 80 of them and it should be $80. Why? That is what those monies were for before the election. You hear them resolve? The 33 million for one drill. The 800 and odd million arada. When I have no receipts, no procurement in the Ministry of Agriculture. They understand the poor little IC is under siege. You set up an integrity commission and them can't get for function. Everything, there's a hostility towards them like them are doing something wrong. Well, never said don't set up the law. Make we just swim in a sea of corruption. I've been set it up. Just set up the representation of people that can every blasted breach. Especially in my case. Like we can give breach, hook, line, and center. The intimidation, the noise, the sound system, the badness. You understand? Me never drive around with no SWAT car. Me never go in a station, them and a bad up nobody and a bother the people them election day. Me never turn off the internet. How you have 63 contests. And only in a one, the internet turn off. And it's the one with the Prime Minister. Why the whole of Jamaica answer that? But
that's very odd.
Odd? It is impossible. Why there is this fight to prevent it from going to election court? You must remember that the election court them determine whether it will run over or not. And you cannot, as a prime minister, go around every day. You're a prime minister. You have a sword that Damocles that drop on your head every day. And you don't know when a court will rule against you and say, you know why you never win. So we could go to court to find out how that go. And in that court, remember we cannot use new evidence and we have whole pan new evidence. Flow of new evidence. The police commissioner new evidence. Digital new evidence. Because we are going to find, we're going to ask the question. We also subpoena who gave instruction for the internet to be turned off while Mr. Buchanan was leading the Prime Minister. It's as simple as that. We don't need no holy talk, Me help more labor right, as I have been saying, than labor right. Let history show that as head of the inner city program, and me gave the instruction for paint up Tivoli. And when the PMP man them come and so you deal with labor right. So me no understand what you say. Me think I want Jamaican. And if you want, go do it. When them run to the minister the day Dr. Bly and say, but give Justin them and the man them work down there for paint up them place. You understand? Could I give a PMP man? Me say, listen, minister, you can give them. And me walk out of the room. No problem. And go down there, go do it. Of course, no man now go down there, but them love chat. I be give them that. When as president of Arnett Garden Football Club, me and Siaga talk as president of Tivoli, president to president. And me take the decision for fine $22 million with the help of Kingston Thomas at Housing Trust for fix the railway field because we have a $200 million stadium up at Arnett and we are the Jamaicans who we are play against down at Tivoli have a bumpy field. It wasn't about PMP and JLP, it was about justice. People. It was about social justice.
But Mr. Buck, I couldn't call you a politician.
My conscience clear.
I couldn't call you a politician, I would have to call you a statesman. Because a statesman think about the generations. I say I couldn't call you a politician, I would have to call you a statesman. A statesman think about the people and the generations to come. Because some of the plans that we hear you have where AI is concerned. That is where any government in this time, wherever you are, should be looking to invest into. You understand?
Of course. A whole generation have been cheated. What happened to all of these kids? The AI, the whole STEM, the AI robotics revolution, a bypass us. A bypass us, I keep saying the little children in China, 5, 4, 6, 2-year-old, them are do robotics. Where are our children? Where are our children? Right? Where are our children now? We not there nowhere. We not there nowhere, no. Where you see this is the fraudulence. You talk about your prime minister. When you supposed to set the tone, you supposed to set a standard of decency. You supposed to set a standard of progress. And all you're concerned about is win. You have been winning for 30 years and intimidating for 30 years. Now you find somebody who will stand up to you. You understand? And you do all sort of thing. You understand? All sort of thing for black progress. For black, the administration of justice. You understand? Right? For take evidence, for interrogate man, for say, what you did there when and when? How come? You understand? Where them votes they come from? The questions must be asked. And they can't be asked because every day you go to court, them a put off this and a put off that. How could anyone want to delay an action of this importance to the Christmas term this year? That's over a year since election. Whether
yes,
you
Mr.
have, yes, whether you have any idea or not of which party you want, my God, the appearance of justice would say you want it as soon as possible so that this can be ended. And if you did win, just facilitate that. So no, you understand? Since you're prime minister and you find yourself in the middle of everything, you understand? The judiciary, you are there. The police, you are there. The army, you are there. You give instruction, let us say, I am interested in finishing this. And if possible, I want to run back against Mr. Buchanan for sure that I could have win. No, you don't have that. All you have is stalling and going around and doing all sort of thing. You understand? So I don't know what game them kind of trade because I will not quit. I'll be there to the end. This one is for the children. This is not for me.
Yes.
This is
I want to quit.
When I was at Old Bus, and the morning come when my name come in at the newspaper and over the radio, so me get selected to play for Jamaica. All the teacher them, some of them were might not like me. Them have to sign me little butt and laugh and smile in front of everybody. I remember that well. I have done all of that. I make a Centrl before lunch in a Barbados. You understand? I have gotten the applause. Me no miss nothing. I've given away 78,000 lots in this country. I put teachers up at Beverly Hills, along mountain. I put them at Karachi for 2.6 million. I put them for 500,000. Forget a lot. Patterson gave me that opportunity. I can go meet my God. I have done all of them things there. I put 3 health center Upper West Rural. You understand? See the big one down in a Golden Spring. See all one when I open down a Padmore. When no time forget and nobody no remember them wrong there. So glory to Dr. Fenton Ferguson for help me out. Philip Paul will help me with the 5 IT center them. You understand? When them say the road can't build from Red Hills, go Giant, Natley, up a Sligoville, go. When you go Red Hills police station, go up. Just drive. On my highway, go up there, so. I have done it all. Me never come down there for seek no glory. We come down there for help. For help because we know the dangers. Cause nobody no come there, so, my friend. Bolo, nobody no come there, so everybody free that. Everybody afraid that down there.
I can
and him know
imagine.
that, and him play the game. Him not play, him not say welcome. That place is not known for the brilliance of some of the students. Them I give away 800,000 in scholarships. One of the boys them get 11 CXC grade 1. Him do medicine now. The place is not known for those and the greatness that place could achieve. All it known when you talk about West down there and Tower Hill, you talk about gunman. And my God, the man who interested for change the tenure and the culture how the whole place look. Let it be known for the IT advances and the AI and robotic advances. That is what they do and bring come this out. That is what was lost on the night. And you sit down in a judgment every day you put off this and I put off that and I put off that. Yeah, so me no lose. My time will come, me have to go home and when my number call, me have to account. Me have to account
right.
one day, you know, and him have to account and the whole of them and the judges and everybody have to account. So make them go on. It doesn't really matter. Because in the end, if it have to go to the council, there we go. Because our cause is right. If you go and look at Roper, every one of the breaches that Council Wildman has put forward was egregiously occurred on the 3rd of September. Nobody can get around that. It's impossible. Yes. Dr. Blake, who is a respected medical doctor, he gave evidence too. He gave evidence of the intimidation and everything. I remember he was the last MP down there. And the same things that Holness used against him to get him seat after him win it is the same thing this one has done now. It's like God say, I'm going to teach you. So inexorably, it coming little by little. One day, a good judge. That's all we ask. We don't want no judge in our favor. We don't want no judge when know me. We just want the application of the law.
That's right.
When the law is put against the representation of the People's Act, that statute, you can see clearly the law was breached, and as such, it must go to an election court to be adjudicated. And I rest my case there.
And when it's adjudicated based off the law, one breach would automatically turn things to a re-election.
Only one breach it needs.
And you have several breaches.
Several breaches.
So this is a open and shut case.
It's a Labour right MP whispered to me and in passing and said, but remember, it's only one breach.
Mighty breach God. A Labour right MP that is presently serving?
Yeah.
But trouble in a Labour right camp, man. Mighty God. Trouble in a Labour right camp.
Remember, it's only one it needed. One!
Yes.
There were multiple.
Yes.
Multiple breaches.
My God.
The people them who brave, can you imagine how them are shake? And you had 5 or 6 of them will stand up and say, no matter, and them friend that say, stay out of that.
Yes.
Who will them kill you? Da. And they stood up and said, no, now give me evidence of what me see. You understand? Marsha Powell and all of them, they make a girl, them poor, but them have dignity, self-dignity. Them poor, but them know right from wrong. Them are the true heroes, not them they would dress up in a pretty coat and a guana when them say anything, them run for cover. The true heroes are them little people, and I will never forget them. Never forget, and God not forget them neither, because him a watch and I see everything where I go on. You understand? One day you will know all of them names, but I don't want nobody go do them nothing. For me, my 2021 Prado gone, my gun gone, them check the money, them do everything down there, but me still standing. And I don't want to get nobody in a trouble, but Wildman can tell you about the bribes them will come and the offers to all sort of man. I go like them not connected, but them connected, and I say take this and them have authority to do this and that. I mean just Listen,
Wow.
there is no money go and make me drop the case. So yeah, you're buying your thing for the first time. There is no money. I come from a family, the Buchanans of Ascot Street. My parents played by the rules, trained them and showed that all of we go good school, all of we graduate, all of we prepare ourselves for serve the country and do the best. I could never ever contemplate money in this equation. So from early I tell every man, so watch out. As a man say, Buck, why you not do this? Why you not do? No, it can't be. Neither there is no way a Buchanan of Ascot Street you will ever see in the history books that him give up, that him take bribe, or anything like that. So it's a case that will go. I know the dangers, and I understand.
Yeah, not for sale.
But I'm gonna stand to the end. I don't care who stand with me. And that night when them rush me, when them come from Mao Drive, where them going, I'm a stronghold for have meeting and nobody no come out, come see them, and them know me have meeting at them stronghold and me have the crowd, and them come, a man see death. All of the body around me will see death. You understand?
Yes.
I'm a ball and I say, Buck, make we leave. And I think it's God. It's God, you know, because what happened? From nowhere, man from Riverton come, and when we look on the chain link fence behind me, man stand up at the bottom of Simon Taylor and say, Buck, no move, we're there with you. That I enough for them stronghold. And why? Because of the goodness when we do, we clean up Riverton when me and put house down there under Pride. And also it did stay all the while. It was a what we call one of them model project that we are going to Brazil go get an award when we clean up Riverton when Easton Douglas was Minister Housing. We clean it up. And them youth, they never forget. Them work with me. And we put all them tree the way you see out at the front of Riverton. That's and I made good friends down there. And the whole of them here were going, man, make a phone call and say, watch them back up down at the bottom of Simon Taylor down on here, cling, you know. The whole of them come down to me within 10 feet. You have the mic in my hand. A good thing the meeting did about fan. You understand? A woman come from all about and stand up with me in the night. I was on my feet from 6 o'clock to 12 o'clock. In an election court, all them things they come out. Because there are thousands of evidence. So,
my God.
That is
all
it.
the little laborites who don't know me and I talk. You understand? Tell them don't rejoice. I am them. I am from deer stock. Them just don't understand the thing. And them are children. The children can't get nowhere, they can't pass nowhere, they can't go no further. Because Holness not care. You understand? Holness not care. When they are paid with nothing. What is that C word? Nothing. What is that blue part? Nothing.
Nothing.
I'm not plain feel, you know, I'm nothing at all. Understand? There is nothing to show.
My God. I want you to tell us how it manifested for you to run for this seat. How did that occur? How did that happen?
Mark Golden would have come and would have asked me to a meeting up officer, the leader of opposition. We sat down and told him that literally my time is past. You understand? We up.
Hold on, Mr. Buck. And it's a reason why I ask you. Because this will tie into the argument about persons saying that you are bitter. You are actually going to retire then.
Yeah, man. My time
okay,
up.
Go ahead.
I told him, and him said, Buck, what is happening down there is wrong. We have lost that seat 5 times. With the same candidate.
Patrick Robert tell out the seat, Mr. Buck. And I want to make them know Patrick Robert tell out the seat. Yeah.
All right, Mama, hold on a little. 5 times.
Hold it liquor, Mama son.
Buck,
Hold it liquor.
Buck, go down there and give the party some integrity down there. Go down there, fight. You understand, right? And it would have told me that, you know, the situation down there dire. When I go down there, it's worse than dire. If you go to Cockburn Pen now, the amount of road you see a fix. They were there for 30 years, no fix. You see, because of this election before, the amount of zinc fence licked down because of the pressure that I put him under the campaign. I feel good. I am not one of those mothers say, well, boy, you see it? Him a fix the road. No, I am happy because the pressure caused him to change. And if him change, and build the IT centers, and him build the AI centers down a West Bay Farm Road instead of try put house by no man's land. You understand? Give the children a chance, and the children chance this. Then we can say glory to Holness. But that come because he have to fortify himself with more vote and give a little section of people them house down there. You understand? Rather than do something for the great majority of PMP and GLP picnic. You understand? So those who say bitter, I am with you. I am with your children. If not with you, you stuck in your days. But there are many laborers out there don't like what I want. They cannot like what I want. Every other week is another irregularity, is another corrupt activity. Cornwall Regional can't stop. It cannot stop. COVID payments, $500 million in COVID payments, no receipts. I know me says so, the Auditor General. Next week, look on what is happening. Look on the last three. You don't remember the last three? The Director of Engineering at NSWM.
Yes.
You know where, ma'am? The one where supposed to have a master's in engineering, my 560.
No, but Mr. Buck, me is saying better than Desmond McKenzie.
Me don't know much about Desmond. But Desmond and all of them were witness to the good I would have done for West Kingston as a public servant. You ask yourself, 30,000 title, 20,000 letters of possession, and some more when it start. How many other people could have delivered 58,000 lots and one of them not sell illegally? Half
that is a record. Illegally. That is an impressive record, Mr. Buck, for your politician.
Ask any Auditor General, ask any IC, ask anybody. Did the PRDB in Mr. Buck name? And me was a national coordinator. And me coordinate the program. And me take on the done them where they sell government land. Because when you go to Harbour Heights, when you go to Riverton, when you go to Bellier, I'll give you a story for your listeners. When Patterson in the year, a flyer come from Kingston for open Bellier, the man them would sell that up there and say the whole of the 40 acre for them own. Remember, you know, them come and say nothing can go on the morning. And them say, we are one, you know, Mr. Bucky and your people, them. The little Providence Society people, them. The teachers, the nurses, the laborers, the farmers, the tourist workers, them will wait for them little piece. Them little piece a lot down there. Understand? And when Patterson thing are coming at the year, one little man named Tony Shaw, one of my officers, them, he had a pre-existing condition, he have diabetes, and no matter how we tell him to retire, we look after him, he wouldn't hear. Him say, boss, no worry. Me I go around, they go talk to them. And that one of people, them a ball, I said, Lord, Mr. Buck, don't make Tony go around anymore, chop him up. Because bad man them, because them that run the place. I sell the land them like I feed them own. Now you know that I go on all over Jamaica. Holness that talk about squatters and him don't even know how to deal with them. One little man. And him go wrong there. When Patterson playing land over Mount Edge come next door, I mean, I shake him and I say, Mr. Buchanan, you seem strange. What is happening? That time I fret, so then kill Tony wrong there. The bad man them kill Tony wrong there. And when me look, and me and the Prime Minister walk over Bel-Air, me see Tony a come with the 40 man them. And me say, Tony, what you do? What you tell them? Tony say, Buck, I tell them what I wanted to tell them. What I want them to go and get. I say, but we can't give them that. Tony say, Buck, that is for today. Tomorrow. Tomorrow is for the people. Tomorrow is for the people. Them get 4 acres for the whole 40 of them. And the rest was shared for the teachers of St. Hilda's.
My God.
Tourism workers all along the North Coast. There is another history that I bring to the table, you know, my friend. Outside of cricket and football and Maida and pride, now we come to this thing called West Rural and West Central, St. Andrew. But it wasn't always there. I have a story to tell. We have a girl named Anne-Marie Ramsey, a pride officer. She had asthma, dying, and she wouldn't quit. She took on a place, and they done them out a place called Lesser Portmore, right beside the Dyke Road. Right beside the Dyke Road. Off the Dyke Road. And she fixed up that place, delivered lot. You know why they call it Lesser Portmore? It was Portmore Dump. You drive on the Dyke Road now and look over upon your left, you see a community. When the girl done her work and the proud owners got lot, them get sewage down the Centrl sewage, them get what we call tertiary sewage when Beverly Hills never have. And Cherry Gardens never had. When she done her work, she died.
My God.
Anne-Marie Ramsey, a young graduate from UW.
Whoa.
Those things bring tears to your eye.
Whoa.
I mean, see the jail people are cuss about pride and them don't know nothing about pride.
Try to put down the pride project.
How could a teacher, a policeman, an entire court, a senior policeman is placed up at Beverly Hills from Watkins, Ellington, any one of them, all of them are up there so. Because we cared about our officers and the police force that never have nothing to do with JLP or PMP. The whole of them is up there, them there. Where they were before that. I was the leader of that program. I have to put on my foot many times when people come with them like a simplistic argument about a labor right this and a labor right that. Man cuss me, man threaten me. I stand up. And me see a little man from FLA take my gun for protect my life. That is the stake of these court cases. Justice, final justice. Look how hard I work that we could have even the scales. You go over there and look over Pines of Karachi. You go up a Long Mountain. Now 4 million we sell the house them up a Long Mountain for. Because PJ Patterson called me when Cartier, our joint venture partner, wanted to sell them for 20 odd million, which was about my money at the time. PJ called and said no more than 4 million in a forbidden place where the poor couldn't go. Long before Holness come put him house on the bottom, the poor couldn't go. And when he get money. As when him get money, him got it. When him had the avenue to get money, him got it. We were putting people there. Me, him opponent was putting people up there for $4 million in a Beverly Hills. Just check yourself how much them value today.
Check
Yeah,
how much
yeah.
them value.
That
You can buy a house in Beverly Hills without 100 million.
generational
So send
wealth.
up there for them thing there. That is the what you know what you call that? We lift one social class up into another. The
Right.
unstable working class, the little teacher, the nurse, the little professional engineer, we
Yes.
lift them from a working class environment into a stratified middle and upper class environment. That is what we call social transformation. It's not a talk where you see a whole put up on TV or come and a talk. We lived it. I wrote those cabinet submissions on Pride. How we get the
Yes.
water commission lands. That's another story.
Tell us.
Those lands were planned during my time. For the executives of Water Commission, Patterson fired one of the, in 24 hours, one of them who tried block that social transformation as chairman of the board was fired within 24 hours. That is to show the resolve and the goodness of the little man from Hanover. There is a story to tell, and I will write that story. You see all them all this come to pride scandal and pride shame. Not like that. A minister and some little people come because they believed that I was reporting to the prime minister rather than the minister, and them try a little thing. And them establish a unit in the Ministry of Housing named Caribbean Engineering Company Limited. Now the pride officers, 15 pride officers, including those who died. 15 in the first and 15 says that 13 all. And not one of them, after the longest forensic audit in the country's history, not one of those names were called. The minister had to resign because some man do some little things from out of that group over Ministry of Housing. It had nothing to do with me or my people there. So when you hear about pride, just think about the lucky people, tourism workers in a Mount Hedgecombe. Just think about Whitehall in a Westmoreland, down in the grill, what it would be if we never get 3,000 lots, develop 3,000 lots. And if the sewage not put into the remember, but not there for all time. We did it, we serve our time, and we have to move on. It was for others to come and do it. It's the same thing with Mandela. Mandela role was not political and economic. He had a political revolution. He had to give justice to the people of South Africa. When he came out, you couldn't expect a 80-year-old him also have to deal with the economic revolution. The economic revolution was for those who come after the leaders. His thing was to bring democracy to South Africa. Our thing at Pride was to give the people them the land, and incrementally them would have developed them land based on mentorship and stakeholder involvement. We never got enough time. But what we did, we make certain 58,000 Jamaicans had a certificate signed by a minister or a title. And all of the Pride lands went through the parish council. So I am clear in my mind. Bitter? I am not bitter. We only hurt because we could have done so much in this country. And we have gone through a dispensation of corruption that nobody can fathom. Nobody can fathom. All of what is happening.
Mr. Buchanan, I don't think it's a problem to be bitter against corruption.
I don't know. Your people might want to ask me a few questions.
Yeah, you hear me, Mr. Buchanan? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, it looks like you can't hear me now.
Him phone sound like it a ring, Bolo.
Yeah, somebody ring him and chew off him.
Yeah, somebody came in. Somebody
you hear me
came.
now?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, you hear me. Yeah. So
I don't know if your people have any questions they want to ask. I have bared my soul, so I know who I am.
Yes, man. So July 27th is the next court date. What are we to expect from that day? What should happen then?
The first thing has to be done. The Court of Appeal, the leader, the justice who led the panel, he has made a ruling. Regardless of the fight that the other side put up, he has made a ruling that it must be concluded. The hearing must be had in the week of the 27th. Because I don't know if you guys don't understand what happened. Wildman might not have said it all. But if we never stand on our feet on Tuesday, it would have gone back in the Christmas term. So we have to ensure that the ruling of the judge on Tuesday is accepted and carried out, that we'll have a full hearing on the 27th and no more delays. Because delay is just to frustrate the case, and you would have gone way beyond a year since the election. So that was the idea. We have won that battle. But the other thing that your listeners must need to know, on the 27th of July, all the matters of law, because this is the appeal court before 3 judges, is not one judge who going to say, them not caught but because them apply late. We didn't apply late. We had 14 days and we applied in 9. So we don't know where that come from. And we have always contended that the greater good, which involves the question of the breaches and the protection of democracy. So even if you don't see a whole PMP run and support Buck, they just don't know, or some of them know, or some of them afraid. Everybody afraid of retribution in this time from Holness. They just don't know. A future election depends on what happened in this election, because all of the breaches that could be had was had in this one here. So if you don't get this one right, they will be free to do it the next time and the next time. And perhaps the people will never hold power again. So everybody need to show an interest. Not about supporting Buck, about the law that
and
was
democracy.
there. The IC law was there. It's there for deal with corruption. The Roper Act, the Representation of People's Act, is there to protect our democracy, to protect our election. And when it is breached, whether you are Prime Minister or not, you have to answer. And you will have your day in court. We'll go election court. You bring in your witness, me bring in mine.
Right.
But you don't want to reach there. Because
on that point, Mr. Buck.
Because you have to run over back. But before you run over back, you have to resign. You have to resign. And
yes.
It's not even resign. Make I explain to you. Once there's a ruling in an election court which says that the Prime Minister wasn't duly elected, his election is null and void, and then become an ordinary citizen like all of you who's listening.
All of his
it
powers
means
is
that
removed.
the Governor General will have to select a new
Whoa.
and they will have to select a new Prime Minister. The Government General will invite the JLP in Parliament to select a new Prime Minister. And there might very well be somebody who, even if you have an outside chance to beat Buck in a rerun, you understand? They might say, that is you. But the person who we are elect now, him now go give the Prime Ministership. So it might lose. And you know, in the JLP, might have some people who like Wagwan. You might have some people who are ambitious like it too. You might have some clique. So him worry about that. That's money. Because he can't beat me. He never beat me, but there was nobody looking. That's that.
Yes.
Remember, me never have no support him. I have all of the support time. The bad boy.
All of the money, all of the resources.
But Bolo, right to
the
you,
screen
I'm
and I
gonna
say,
talk
what's up?
about. What's about?
One little man,
Right
they are
to
beat the
your
Prime
lead.
Minister.
Right to your lead. And right after.
When
You
say?
just sit like chip out and
Yes.
me I said some
Remember,
people
you
talk
know,
about the
Bolo.
lead people in America, so they
Bolo,
might watch it.
remember.
And you lead right through from its start. Eh?
Yeah.
And just after the light gone, you hear Andrew win. And the
remember
amount of
just
Andrew win by is not the amount.
105 boxes
Mr. Bob,
in-
why you explain to them about the amount of vote in the constituency and how much Andrew get with where you get? It's more than where even in there. You need to make them know that.
What you need to understand, I was leading him up to 89 boxes out of 105. And then the internet went. All the boy, there was a business election, a parish council election at the same time in the Olympic division. And the JLP boy get more vote in a film division than the prime minister. And he was one of them where was left in the custody of the boxes along with the JLP councillor. You understand? My canvas for the Mullines division was 6,667 votes. When the internet, before the internet, when I'm leading, me now I wait for Mullines, the rest of Mullines, come wash him away. Wash him away, Because Mullines are the furthest area. You have way up at Jewsland. Olympic, the right, so on the counting center, the right. Walter, Mall Road. So every election, Mullines them come in last. So this election, I know. We in the night when you're looking at the screen and me and the Prime Minister a battle. Me I look now for my vote them come in. At 2,000 vote out of 7,000 vote. You understand? What can go so? Make I give you a statistic about that. Let me give you a statistic. You are hearing me, Bolo?
Yeah, man, me I hear you, Mr. Buck. You hear me?
Who are call your phone? Take them up and cut them off.
You hear me?
Who are call your phone, Mr. Buck?
Bolo, just hold on.
Yeah, man.
Phone call don't
Take your time, Mr. Buck. Take your time.
Yeah, put your
Sarah,
phone,
yeah,
Mr.
Bolo,
Buck,
yeah,
and
yeah.
don't disturb.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Mr.
Yeah,
Buck.
hear me?
I will just give him a second, because I'm not really understand much about the phone. Bolo, give him a sec, make him, because I'm not really understand much about the phone, yeah?
It's the first since adult suffrage. That is the first since voting start. You understand? It's the lowest vote in the history of that division. At a time when you beat the Prime Minister. So, civil rights claims from Angola go one way. We get over 500 more vote, about 400 more vote in our Olympic, which is the strongest that they come from. And in our stronghold, we go the other way. That is what you call voter suppression, voter collusion, cross-party collusion. Work it out. That is the modern way for win election with money.
You look like in Ghana now. Now hear me, people?
No, I'm not gone.
You get a call.
No, it's a phone call.